Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Dennis Kelly. I'm the CEO of Postalytics, and we're here today to talk about the Postalytics Agency Edition. The Postalytics Agency Edition is a twist on a standard Postalytics account. It's designed for marketing agencies or corporations that want to segment their users into distinct groups, and it's got a lot of great features. So we'll jump into it now. Before we start, let's talk just a little bit about what Postalytics is. And we have other videos that can dive into much deeper detail, but just at a high level overview, Postalytics is direct mail automation software. And so what we've built is a way for marketers to generate direct mail campaigns entirely through software on a self-service basis. So that means you can create mail, you can save it as a template, you can grab lists from all different types of sources, schedule campaigns that go out where the printing and mailing is completely handled for you. Okay, so it's an all-inclusive service. You can do everything all through the software. You don't have to talk to any human beings. It's like sending out an email marketing campaign. Also, like email marketing, we're actually tracking the delivery and response to your direct mail. So we've incorporated some really interesting tools that aren't really well known out there in the general marketing world that enable us to actually track when mail gets delivered, what mail is being returned, and then capture all that data and provide it back to you in dashboards and through integrations into other tools. And we're also able to track the response to direct mail using some proprietary techniques that you can embed for free in your creative. And the other big key feature in Postalytics is the fact that we integrate with CRM and marketing automation tools. And so we've created direct integrations with HubSpot's CRM and marketing automation, as well as Salesforce.com's CRM. And we're able to take advantage of the segmentation and list building that you can do within those tools, as well as take advantage of the workflow automation that exists within HubSpot and Salesforce. We also have a integration with a tool called Zapier that enables us to integrate Postalytics with over 1,000 other types of software. So lots of ways to take the mailing data that you're generating, integrate it back in with other tools. So why would you want to add Postalytics to your agency services? Well, there's a lot of reasons why folks are turning to tools like ours. And often it's because from a digital marketing standpoint, it's getting harder and more expensive to attract customers. Digital marketing channels are getting more and more cluttered. The same brands are competing for keywords, they're bidding up prices, and so the cost of customer acquisition through digital channels has risen by 50% over the last 5 years. And so as it's getting harder, marketers are turning to other channels. And direct mail really stands out because fewer people are actually sending direct mail marketing. So the mailbox is actually more uncrowded. And the average business person receives 120 emails a day. And so a lot of folks are adding Postalytics into their agency suite of tools so that they can complement the digital and email marketing work that they're already doing with their clients. The reason why they're choosing Postalytics is that we're actually delivering real enterprise level direct mail, features and tools that only the biggest mailers in the country typically use. But we're doing it all through software. So you don't have to sit in meetings and talk to printers and send files all over the place. It can all be done online in a really streamlined interface. And then finally, you can leverage your client's investment in that CRM and marketing automation that you may have actually recommended to them. And so you can build on the automated campaigns you've already created and make mail just another channel that your clients are able to take advantage of using that big investment they've made. So what about direct mail? Well, as we said, direct mail stands out. And so there's some really strong reasons why marketers want to use direct mail. First, there are very high response rates. And so according to the Direct Marketing Association, response rates for house lists, meaning lists that have been, where there's a existing relationship with a client, in 2016 averaged 5.1%. And so prospecting lists, 2.9%. So those are really high response rates, especially as you can see compared to email marketing. There's actually some new research that tells neurobehavioral marketers that when a person touches an advertisement and holds it in their hands, that they have up to 70% higher recall of what was in that message than when they are looking at a message on a screen. And so lots of new research is coming out pointing to the reason why direct mail, when used in conjunction with digital, can really boost the overall brand recall and message recall. And then finally, as the mailboxes become less crowded, those response rates I spoke about earlier are actually growing. And so when there's less mail cluttering up your mailbox, you're more likely to open it, you're more likely to respond. And so the opposite thing's happening with email, response rates are going down, but with direct mail, response rates are going up. The problem has been traditionally that direct mail is really, really painful to execute on. And so, if you're a digital marketer, you're used to banging out a campaign and moving on to the next project. But with direct mail, traditionally, these campaigns have taken 4 to 6 weeks to batch up. You have to get these great big long lists because printers don't want to deal with small batch turnaround stuff, quick turnaround. They need time. They need to get everything all set, lots of manual handoffs going on. And then the other problem is that everything has been disconnected from that investment that has been made in direct mail or in CRM and marketing automation. And so you've got these long cycles, you've got data that is not connected to every other marketing touch that is being captured and measured in that CRM or marketing automation tool. And then finally, there's no tracking. So you spend all this time, you're just kind of pulling data from all these different sources and not integrating it all. And then you send it out, you don't really know what happens. And so that's kind of the problem with traditional direct mail. So as we mentioned, Postalytics is really delivering enterprise-grade workflow integration and tracking to marketers in a really new way. And this just gives you a kind of an overview of kind of the old way, where when mail is created and managed in an offline or semi-manual process, you've got data all over the place that you're trying to pull together. You're sending these data files around using email and FTP. You've got folks that have all these different specialties that have to touch the data, have to touch the creative. And this great big batch process where your batch has to be 1,000 pieces or more is all handled through these manual handoffs, and there's no ability to analyze what happens. But with Postalytics, we're actually doing it all in the cloud using software. And so a marketer can log into Postalytics, create a campaign in a few minutes, and then get it out using our automated workflow capabilities. And so from the moment you say go, 1 week later, mail arrives in the mailbox. It can be triggered, meaning individual pieces of mail going out one at a time from a marketing automation tool, or you can batch it up and grab a list right out of your automation tool. You can grab a list out of your CRM. You can even buy a list directly within Postalytics. That delivery is being tracked using the United States Postal Service Intelligent Mail Barcode System, something very few people know about. And then it is being analyzed. And so we're giving back to you all sorts of information about what was delivered, what wasn't delivered, who opened the mail, who responded to the mail. All that information is being captured in Postalytics. So Postalytics really looks and acts like email, where we're tracking the delivery response in the dashboards, as we mentioned, with drag and drop online templates for your creative. So any marketer can pull together a great looking postcard or letter using Postalytics. It makes triggered mail or small batch campaigns set up within minutes. And then finally, you're able to integrate with HubSpot, Salesforce, or the thousands of applications in the Zapier directory. So all this is being put together through our software interface, and it's being sent out to a nationwide network of printer mailers. So these are high volume commercial printers that specialize in direct mail. They're taking all of this data in an electronic format, generating the mail, dropping it into the Postal Service within 2 business days of receiving it. And so this is being handled with pure software, with no humans having to talk to each other. It's all contractually laid out. And so when you press send, that mail is going, it's being handled and delivered through these automated systems. We talked a little about the integration and the triggered mailing concept, and so I'll just touch on that for a brief moment. We see a ton of triggered direct mail that is being generated now, just like triggered email. And so you can use the exact same tools, whether that's HubSpot or Salesforce or ActiveCampaign or GreenRope or any of the dozens of others that are in the Zapier directory. You create your workflow and you can drop a Postalytics triggered drip direct mail campaign right in that workflow. So that, let's say you want to send a letter from a CEO out to every new customer that signs up. Well, you can just drop that right into your onboarding workflow. That letter will be automatically pulled together, printed, mailed, and tracked, sent to your audience without any additional work once it's all set up. So it's a super powerful feature. So there's a lot more about Postalytics we can talk about, and we've got some other videos where you can actually see it all in action. But now let's talk about the agency edition. So what is that Postalytics Agency Edition? Well, it's really a special version of Postalytics where we create a master account that sort of layers on top of client accounts. And so within this master account, an agency or a company is able to create an unlimited number of these client accounts or sub-accounts that live underneath the master account. Each of these client accounts is a full Postalytics Pro account, meaning the Pro account is our highest tier, right? It has all the features and our best pricing. And so each of these client accounts are automatically provisioned to have the Pro account features. And then finally, you're able to deploy white label and markup options so that you can actually put your brand out there, hide Postalytics, and you can mark up each piece of mail that rolls through the software, add some margin onto it, and have a white label bill sent to your client. And so it's a super powerful feature, and folks are able to actually make more money using direct mail and hide the fact that Postalytics is the tool that's powering the whole effort. So what does this agency edition look like? Well, as you can see, this is the kind of the getting started portion of the Postalytics Agency Edition, where you can add your clients, you can customize your branding, and you can set up your payouts. So some of those key features, let's look at another version here. So this is a view of an agency edition account with 2 client accounts or sub-accounts that have been set up. And so you can create each account with different properties. You can either manage the campaigns entirely for your clients, or you can set them up for self-service. So your clients have their own login to go to, and they can run their own campaigns, and you just make money on the side. You get an unlimited number of these pro client accounts. And so each time you add a new client, it will be added right into the list, and the rules that you've used to create that client account will apply to those folks that log into that account. We also have the white label branding and billing. And so as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, the Postalytics branding has been replaced with the amazing marketing agency. And over on the right-hand side, you see your client login. And so depending upon whatever agency naming convention you come up with, you actually create a white labeled URL for your clients to log into with the specific username password that you've given them. And so when they do that, here's what they're going to see. They're going to see their own white label login and ultimately user experience. As I mentioned before, you can create an unlimited number of client accounts. You can also create unlimited users within those client accounts. Each user can have their own access rights. So you can set up a user to be an admin. You can set up a user to be read-only, meaning they can look at the dashboards, they can look at the leads that are coming in, but they can't actually create anything. They can't modify anything. Or you can also set people up to be a designer, meaning they have rights to create templates that can be used in campaigns that then other people, the admins, would actually deploy and build the campaigns. So lots of different options there. So once your clients do log in, they're going to get a white labeled user experience. And so all the Postalytics branding has been stripped out, and they'll have access to the parts of the system that you've granted them access to. And so it's a really powerful, well-built tool that hides the fact that Postalytics is the software that is driving this. The other really important part of the software is the markup portion. And so here, you can actually link your bank account to Postalytics, and Postalytics will pay out a margin on each piece of mail that is processed in your client accounts. Right now, it's a single margin that applies to all clients. Over time, we'll be able to actually break that up, and you'll be able to modify that per client. But today, this is the only software that we're at least aware of that enables an agency to run campaigns on behalf of their clients and then add this margin in that will automatically add cost to each piece of mail, generate a white labeled invoice for your client, and then pay you out directly into your bank account 2 days after the campaign is run. So again, really powerful feature here. How is this priced? Well, the good news is that there's a monthly subscription, no annual contract. So the cost of the agency edition is $3.99 per month, plus whatever per piece fees you generate from sending mail. Most of our agency clients will first sign up for our free account, get comfortable with the tool, maybe run a campaign for themselves or their first client, and then as they start to ramp, they'll upgrade to the agency edition, and they're off to the races. The per piece fees, as I mentioned, are the same as our Pro plan. So these are our best per piece fees, starting at 55 cents and going up from there. And these will vary based on the volume that you're sending and the class of mail. So if you're sending first class mail or standard class mail, There's different price points. All of it is laid out on our website. It's all right there. We're not trying to hide anything for everybody. It's very transparent. And so the other cool thing is that for each client account, you can choose the billing model that you want to use. So as we mentioned before, you have an unlimited number of accounts, and each account can be set up to bill your credit card or your client's credit card. If you bill your client's credit card, then you'll obviously be taking advantage of the white label invoicing that the system will generate. And if it's just billing your credit card, then you can handle the billing to your client any way that you like. So if you've got a retainer, you've got other types of services that you are billing for on a weekly or monthly basis, you can handle it that way. And then finally, those margin payouts we discussed. You know, in the first year or so of the agency edition, we're seeing on average somewhere between 25 and 60% per piece, depending upon the volume that rolls through the software. Finally, there's another tool that we've built that enables you to actually save quite a bit of money. We call direct mail credits. And you can actually watch a separate video on this in our YouTube channel. But direct mail credits are a way for you to pre-purchase direct mail that at a significant discount. So you're essentially buying in volume and then using those credits over the course of time with your client. So that's the summary. As we mentioned, the agency edition is really there to help you deliver better marketing to your clients by using direct mail automation. We've got this new revenue model that you can implement with your clients using Postalytics. And if you want to actually see a full Postalytics demo, go to our YouTube channel and watch it there. And of course, we would love to speak with you at any time. Thank you for watching the video, and we hope to hear from you soon.